Hello students, welcome to the online tutorial sessions for statistics. I am Avnash Lambert, your economics teacher. Today we are going to start our second chapter, which is meaning, scope and importance of statistics. Now, let's start the first chapter, but before starting that, I want to explain few little things to you. Now, what is data or variable? You know what is data or variable? In computer, you must have learned that data is an information. Any data or variable that holds some information. So data variable is an information. Now, there are two things which come up from the data. First is quantitative data. Now, quantitative data is a data which can be expressed numerically. If a data can be expressed numerically, then that data is quantitative data. For example, the weight of students, height of students and like that. So that data will be constituted as the quantitative data. And what is qualitative data? The second thing which arises from the data, that is qualitative data. Now, qualitative data is a data which cannot be expressed numerically. Quantitative data, it can be expressed numerically. Qualitative data cannot be expressed numerically. For example, intelligence, honesty, beauty. These are the things which you cannot calculate numerically. You cannot express intelligence. You cannot express the beauty in numbers. Is that clear? So these are the things which are not expressed numerically. Is that clear? Now, let's start with the definition of statistics. Now, this is the systematic treatment. The systematic treatment of quantitative expressions, all the data which are quantitatively expressed. So, if we systematically treat them, organize them, present them and can do different things with that data, then that is known as statistics. It is the systematic treatment of quantitative expression. Is that clear? It is the systematic treatment of quantitative expression. This is known as statistics. Is that clear, students? Now let's start with the next topic. Friends, next topic is meaning of statistics in two sense. Just now you just learned the meaning of the definition, the basic definition of statistics. Now, the statistics can be of two senses. There are two senses. The meaning of statistics can be derived in two forms. The first one is plural sense and the second one is singular sense. In Hindi, you have learned Bahuvachan and Ekvachan. Just like that. In plural sense and singular sense, both the senses have some meaning of statistics. Now, let's start statistics as plural sense. Now, statistics refers to information in terms of numbers or numeric data. If the information or data is written or given in terms of numbers or some numeric data, then that is considered as statistics, but as plural sense. Fine? Now, for example, what do we calculate in plural sense? We calculate population statistics. You have heard about the census, which takes place every 10 years. Employment statistics, the government takes out these statistics that so much jobs have been given, 5 lakh jobs have been given in this sector, in such sector. Government expenditure, how much government is going to expend. All those data, those budget, that is government expenditure. This is also example of statistics, but as plural sense. You must have heard in the news, COVID-19 confirmed, active cases, recovered cases, total deaths. All such stuff is statistics as plural sense. Fine? Now, there is one quote which is all statistics are data, but all data are not statistics. All the data is not statistics, but all the statistics is the data. Means not all the figures and numbers are statistics. We have to think and analyze that whether this data or number is statistics or not. Sometimes it might be and sometimes it's not. So let's start with the characteristics of statistics in plural sense. The first one is aggregates of facts. It means aggregate means the total, the sum up, the summation. If we add all those numeric data, then it becomes statistics. So aggregates of facts. Statistics in plural sense means aggregates of facts. Now, a single number does not constitute statistics as no conclusion can be drawn from it. Like, I have 2 cows. I have 2 cows. Is this a valid statistics? Is this a statistics? No, this is not statistics. Not at all. Now, if I say that there are 2,967 tigers left in India, then will you call it as statistics? Yes, it is statistics because it is the total, it is the aggregate of facts that number of tigers right now in India is 2,967. Is that clear? Now, as we have understood that it is the aggregates of facts, it means a single number does not constitute statistics as no conclusion can be drawn out of it. What can you say? I have 2 cows. What conclusion can you make? No conclusion, zero conclusion. That's why it should be the aggregate of facts. Just like there are 2,967 tigers in India. Now let's come to the second characteristics, which is affected by multiplicity of causes. The data is affected by n number of causes. Multiplicity of causes. Now, a numeric data is influenced by lots of factors. There are lots of things happen with that numerical data. What if I ask you how much marks did you got in English? You will say, sir, only 10 marks. Why? Because I slept earlier that day, my revision was not done, I didn't eat anything at that day. You will give lots of excuses for those 10 numbers. But you won't accept that you didn't study. Now, let's come to the topic. Numeric data are influenced by lots of number. For example, agricultural production of anything. Let's take rice. Agricultural production of rice can be affected by the quality of fertilizers used by the farmers, or the rainfall at that season, or insecticides, pesticides, manure, and lots of different things affects the agricultural production of that particular crop. So any data is affected by multiplicity of causes. Is that clear, students? Okay, now let's come to the next one. The next one is numerically expressed. The whole statistics as plural sense must be numerically expressed. But sometimes there are people who don't compare numerically. They say you are more taller, you are shorter, you are big, you are small. So this is not statistics. Terms like small, big, rich, poor are not called statistics. This is not statistics. You are rich, you are poor, I am rich, I am poor. No, this is not statistics at all. Now, what is statistics? Let's see. For example, Shikhar is taller than Abhay. Tell me, is this statistics? Shikhar is taller than Abhay. Is this statistics? No, this is not statistics. You have to use the word taller. This is not statistics. This is qualitative term which we studied here. This is qualitative term. Fine. Now, let's talk about the second example. Shikhar is 6 feet tall and Abhay is 5 feet 5 inch tall. Now, is this statistics? Shikhar is 6 feet tall and Abhay is 5 feet 5 inches tall. Yes, this is statistics because here we are having numerical data. The data is expressed numerically, so we can easily compare it. Now this is the numerically expressed data, and that's the third characteristics of statistics as plural sense. Now let's start with the fourth characteristic which is reasonable accuracy. Suppose I need to make a report card and I just ask you about the numbers and I just forgot about the maximum marks. Will I be able to complete my report card? Or I just forgot to write your father's name or your serial number or your registration number or your roll number. Will I be able to complete my report card? No, because I have not collected the total, the huge amount which I need to collect all the data. I have not collected it. So, keeping that in mind, a reasonable degree of accuracy of data must be maintained according to the nature and demand of the investigation. Suppose in your class 10, there were 6 subjects and I only asked about the 4 subjects. Will I be able to maintain your report card? No, because I have missed some data. The reasonable degree of accuracy is incomplete here, is not accurate. So, a reasonable degree of accuracy of data, all these 6 subjects must be there so that I can maintain your account and nature and demand of the investigation is fulfilled. It depends on the nature of investigation, what report you are going to make, what investigation you are going to do, what data you need. If the data is incompleted, then your investigation will be incompleted. So, reasonable degree of accuracy of data. All the data must be collected. No data should be left. Now, let's come to the next one. The next one is predetermined objective. Whatever data you are going to ask for or you are investigating, the data must be according to the objective, and for that your objective must be clear. Before that only, suppose I entered your class and I started asking about your marks in social science, English and such subjects. What will be the reason behind asking you about your marks? It's very simple, because I want to know how many of you are good students and how many of you are weaker ones, so that I can help you more. So, there is a predetermined objective of asking about some data. So, the data regarding the objective, that objective must be predetermined. The purpose of collecting statistical data must be decided in advance, otherwise incomplete and unsystematic data happens. Otherwise your data will be unsystematic and incomplete. It will be incomplete, and that will create the problem in the back of the time. Now, once again, the purpose of collecting statistical data must be decided in advance, otherwise incomplete and unsystematic data happens. Now, next one is collected in a systematic manner. The data must be collected in a systematic manner. Now, let's understand it with the example. Data regarding marks secured by students without any reference to the class, subject, exam, minimum marks or maximum marks will lead to no conclusion. Have you understood? Now, let me explain again. Suppose I am going to make a report card and I just wrote the marks, not the subject, not the class, not the name of the examination, not the maximum marks. Will you call it a report card? Will you call it a report card? No. Report card must be conclusive. There must be some conclusion written on a report card. Without any class, subject, exam name, maximum marks, you won't be calling it a report card. So, the data must be collected in a systematic manner. Therefore, some conclusion can be achieved. Now, the next one is enumerated or estimated. Estimate means to imagine and then calculate. Now, if the field is vast, the procedure of estimation is helpful. Sometimes there are lots of people in one place and you have to calculate the number of people there. Suppose there is let's take an example. 1 lakh people attended the rally addressed by the Prime Minister. In that case, we estimate the number. Suppose there are present 99,000 people. So, we will estimate it around 1 lakh people were present there. So, if the field is vast, the field of investigation, whatever report card or whatever field you are investigating, If there are lots of data, and each and every data can be or cannot be reached by you, it's a possibility that you cannot be reaching all the data. So in that case, you have to estimate, you have to enumerate, you have to imagine that in this city, this area is this much, and in this city there are 19 cases of COVID. But Lucknow is just 5 times bigger, then it will be 19 into 5 cases. Is that clear? So we estimate sometimes if the field of investigation is big. Now the last one is mutually related or comparable. Your data must be comparable. It must be written in that way so that you can compare your data with the other data. So data must be homogeneous. If you are calculating height, of someone with the height of other, then it is the right answer. You are using homogeneous data, the similar data for comparing. Now, let's see an example. Akansha is 5 feet tall and Anshika's weight is 50 kgs. Can you compare both? Tell me. Akansha's height is 5 feet and Anshika's weight is 50 kgs. Can you compare? No, you cannot compare because Akansha's height is given and Anshika's weight is given. So in that case, your data is not homogeneous. So you need homogeneous data. If it was written that Anshika's weight is 4 feet, then it will be a homogeneous data and you can compare Akanksha and Anshika both. Now I want you to take a screenshot of the board so that you can complete your notes. Now take this screenshot, pause this video and take a very clear and clean screenshot. Okay, I hope you all have taken this screenshot. Okay. So that was all for today's video. I hope you have understood all the things, the data variable, the quantitative data, what is statistics, meaning of statistics in two sense, in which we covered the first sense, which is statistics as plural sense, and all statistics are data, but all data are not statistics. The characteristics were aggregates of facts. It is affected by multiplicity of causes. It should be numerically expressed. There must be a reasonable accuracy. It must be predetermined objective. Should be collected in a systematic manner. It should be estimated, and it should be mutually or related or comparable. So that's all for this video. We will meet you in the next one. See you soon.